Oh, welcome back, my friends. It's the show that never ends. Corked Stats, the fastest freaking show in MLB. Absolutely anywhere. With your fucking boy, yo. With your fucking boy. Big Johnny Stud coming to you worldwide. Brooklyn, New York, as always. Coming out that damn chair, as always. Can you tell I'm feeling a little refreshed, right? Making my mistakes out in public. That disconnect really felt good. I'm going to keep it rolling. I did a 24-hour fast from food and from fucking Twitter. I think the Twitter fast might have been even better. Man, social media is the fucking abyss. Be careful. Stare too long, lest ye become it. Who am I to gird them sugar? Your host. John the Gates of Flow, sharper than a damn razor. Follow me up on Twitter. Same handle over on Substack, where $2 a week gets you 5 pounds of shit in a 2-pound box. Really appreciate people, jumping on in season. This is something new as we're doing the YouTube thing, making the slow charge towards 1,000 subs, baseball's version of 300. Give the book nothing, take from that bitch everything. It ain't man, is baby.
This is Sparta!
Damn right, it's fucking Sparta. Got my audio fixed. I thought I just had the video fixed too, but just had a green screen flash. This shit's fucking unreliable. Anyway, good to see usual suspects up in the piece. No block, my nose, the nose knows. B Rose in the nose. Sounds like a fucking nighttime sitcom. Gotta get mine. See you, Adonis. I see you. I see you. Jason, my boy, Jeff L, and Sam. All the usual suspects. Fucking Kobayashi crew. Up in a bitch. All right, let's do the thing we do, yo. Me and you, the Corked Stats crew. Best part of waking up. Pitching sheets in the mug. 15 games tonight, and they're all at night. Let's see if I can get my voice to fucking hold on, man. I don't know. That break was really rough on me. For some reason, our vacations end up being much more work than my regular life. We're into like amusement parks and water parks and zoos and aquariums, and yo, you are racking fucking miles. Introduce my kids to the fucking beach too, yo. The pool is a little bit easier. All right, enough of that shit. First up, before we get going, yesterday, because I just wanted to address the, me not betting first day all season. Shit happens. You've got to do what you got to do. And funny, as I was kind of, just watching from afar, a friend of mine hits me up and was like, dude, I'm surprised at you. And I was like, what are you going to do? You can't bet all the time. He said, no. That part doesn't surprise me. You've done that before. What did surprise him? That we were treating pitchers and bullpens as if they were in the groove. He's like, dude, no one talks more about breaking stride, schedule, and regiment than me. It's like a fucking thing. And yeah, so he actually was surprised we were betting the first few days out of the box. And I said, I guess I hadn't thought of it. Maybe it was a little bit of arrogance. We were doing so very good. Unfortunately, gave back a chunk of the profits, but I did pull the plug before we went into the red, and I think that was just an emotional boost for me. That that shouldn't really sway you, but I think we're gonna get back in, man. I saw a couple plays today. I was already fucking jonesing, and again, we weren't out because the model's broken. Listen, you drop 9 bullpen games in 3 days. You just have a finger in your coolie. These things fucking happen. All right, Trolley Dodgers on the bump. Plus 113 short dogs on the road against Zach Wheeler and the Fightin' Phils. Did the Phils even get it done yesterday? I was only like half paying attention. I know we did like Philly. Oh, yeah, I knew they were giving up runs late. Dodgers ended up with 12 hits, 7 runs, but fell short. And that one, Zach Wheeler at a minus 135 against Wroblewski. I mean, the market likes Wroblewski and the Dodgers way more than I do. 252, 101 ERA whip combo for Wroblewski is very good, but he throws far too many four-seamers. He does not get nearly enough swinging strikes. He's way up in the zone too much for this ballpark and those lefties. I know he's been good versus lefties, but he has given up a couple home runs, and I'm worried there where Wheeler is the fucking nut hand. And the Dodgers have been really scuffling. They haven't hit righties whatsoever, and I don't think they're bad. But this is when you go after the good teams. Again, both bullpens kind of got shellacked. It's probably a wash in the bullpens. Phillies, it's been a throw ride, but again, so have the Dodgers. So Models got Phillies for the win at home. I forgot to mention the win blowing out, and I think that's bad for Wroblewski. I just think there's a little bit more contact in that profile. Shit. Let me bring up the show picks. Remember, even when I'm not betting, if you don't get to listen to the show. For subs, I do put what we're calling show picks, which are, again, the analysis that comes from the show in case you can't get to the pod. And I think it helps people kind of read the model a little bit. And to the fucking jack off telling me in the comments the other day, like, you need to list the fucking bets. I said, dude, it's called Substack. He said, good luck with that. We're a fucking bestseller, you fucking asshole. Jeez Louise, how much you fucking people want for free? Don't be a cheap bitch your whole life, yo. Support good people doing good work. What the fuck? Next up, Jack Anderson. I think he's going to open for the Twins. This one really wasn't listed, so I guess I understand. Let me see if anything's kind of come in confirmed. Yeah, I don't know. The Twins are probably in a lot of trouble today. Hold on, let me get up my closer fucking sheet. See if we can piece together who's going to get the rock today. I'm not sure. Twins have had injuries, and then Joe Ryan got fucking shellacked yesterday. So they're in a little bit of trouble with those kind of front innings. Let me see what we got here. Okay, you're going to get Mike Paredes, I think, which is also not great. Considering Suck Go also went, right? Woo Suck Go. And Thunderberg both went back-to-back. Maybe you'll see a little bit of Travis Adams, neither one of those guys you should be afraid of. Minnesota on the road is a 130 dog against Parker Messick and the Guards minus 155. We've been trying to dogpile the fucking Guards offense, but whenever DeLauder is in there, it seems to be fucking good, right? I don't have on-off splits, but I feel like if we did, that would totally ring true. So again, Cleveland, not good, right? Not good. But maybe serviceable. I wouldn't be surprised the L7 starting to shake. So maybe we got to be careful a little bit with Le Gardien. Especially with Messick on the mound. I'm not a big juice guy. But minus 155 for Messick v. Anderson feels a little bit short. I wouldn't be surprised if we've got a cover on the sheet we do. So I got Cleveland for the run line cover. Minus 140. I'm actually going to put Cleveland on the blend, which, yesterday's blend bet was a fucking loser. And that shit happens. But I'll still contest that, had you taken the option of, I pair money lines. Well, one loss you're out anyway. Where at least the blend gives you the opportunity to hit that progressive on one of them. Red Sox had the cover, they just blew it late. So I don't want to get away from that strategy because it lost once. Toronto was really the big letdown. So give me Cleveland for the big-time cover. They should kick the shit out of the Twins today. Next up, my boy Bubba Chandler on the bump. I don't know why he's still my friend. I must have a thing for abusive relationships. Pittsburgh is a plus 123 dog on the road with the wind blowing out in the boogie down Bronx against Wee Willie Warren, the bad guys, and attacks bullpen. Yanks bullpen. Cruz back-to-back 3 of 4. Hedrick back-to-back 3 of 4. Hill back-to-back. And Kivili back-to-back. So they're a little bit stressed. Bednar had the day off but threw 32 pitches the day before. So he's available but might not be tomorrow. I got Pittsburgh modeled for a win. However, and this is something I just try and lay out there for people, subscribing to the model and using it on their own. I'm always a little bit careful when the, losing team or whatever is over 2.5 first 5 and, over certainly 4.5 on the full game. So I'm a little bit worried about Yankee output. Totals are up at 9, but I do think Pittsburgh's got a really good chance to get it done today. But for me, it's Pittsburgh or the over. Next up, Drew Rasmussen on the bump for the Flat fucking Fish of Florida. Minus 115, pretty much both ways. On the road again, north of the border to face Kevin Gausman and the Bluebirds. Man, this one I found myself kind of scratching my multiple chins. Again, now trying to keep the, pitchers on week rest in mind. And because both of these guys, looking really strong. I think they may have struggled into the half, but again, we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Rasmussen, Gausman, let's call it. 334, 376 Sierra. Both have a 25K, both have a sub-7 walk. KBB, north of 18, both sides. CSW, 27.5. Ball rate, 35 or below. Chase rate, 36 or above. And homer rates, both below 1.25. I mean, you like both of these guys on a per inning basis. Now, shit, I should have started with the total. All right, it's 4 and 7.5. I thought I saw 8s, so I must be mistaken. I was going to say, well, I don't think this should be 8. Even if, again, I mentioned them struggling down the stretch here. Rasmussen, 6.05 ERA last 30. Gausman, 5.40 ERA last 30. And I know I'm talking shit about the broken rest. Maybe for the old men, it serves them right. Don't think I'm going to attack a total. I don't have that kind of confidence. Do you like either offense, though? I don't. Rays looking weak, Toronto looking weak, though Toronto finally hitting. Right there, L7's probably pretty strong. I'm wrong. Hold on a second. Sometimes you are really wrong. There it is. Really wrong. So, yeah, not thinking the offense's first instinct was correct. Rays offense, I really wasn't buying the first half anyway. Now they kind of maybe look like the bad team we thought they were. Man, Toronto's L7 was like, I think I deserve another one. The fucking double L-ski on that one. So, yeah, I don't think there's going to be a lot of scoring, right? I think scoring will be at a premium. Not sure if I've got the C.O. Jones, Cajones, to go under a 7.5, but both bullpens have pitched really well. I've always seen Hoffman for the Jays as the linchpin. He pitched well the last month, and they've been really good. Got this one, man, right to the nose. Within like less than 1/10 of a run. So I guess I'm passing on it. My gut kind of feels like it's Rasmussen just after the bounce back yesterday. Maybe Jays blew their load scoring runs. And I don't know, I think maybe Rasmussen better per inning right now, but maybe a little bit too close to call. Next up, Kyle Horse Bradish on the bump for the Orioles. Wind blowing out in Fenway to face Power Ranger Suarez and the Red Laundry. Red Sox minus 144 at the crib. They've got the bullpen emoji as well. Chapman came out there yesterday. He's pitched 3 of 4. I don't think you'll see him. Whitlock also pitched 3 of 4. The pitch count is low, but I don't think you'll see him. 4 or 5 is a little bit of a stretch. So you don't always get a bullpen emoji when it's only 2 pitchers. But it's the top 2 guys. They're really important. And I just don't think you're going to see them 4 or 5 to start the second half with so much important baseball left to play. Suarez, hashtag fucking goated, man. He's really good. I think Bradish is really good also. He had the rough start. So I think he could close really strong as well. The command and the control has definitely been an issue for Bradish. Really wish he'd kind of clean that up. Because other than that, it's been just a ton of zone contact, and he's done his thing in that regard, right? 49 ground ball, just 17 line drive, 30 hard hit on Fangraphs, and 36 on Savant. Remember, that's the raw 95-mile-an-hour metric with just 1 homer on. I mean, Suarez at half that. But if Bradish is the fail point here, that's kind of rough. Again, runs will probably be at a premium, though Bradish has really struggled at home. On the road all year. Much better pitcher at home. Suarez good no matter where you airdrop him. And even with the earned runs down the stretch for Suarez, I'm not buying it with the underpinning stuff. Last 30, this one should be a fucking good one, man. Right now, who wants to bet against fucking Boston? You're out of your fucking mind. I did it all weekend, and I'm still unable to sit without an inflatable fucking ring pillow. Know what I mean? Baltimore's hit lefties, but does anybody get to Suarez? They've also struck out a lot. That's not going to help. Ball's been on the ground, also not going to help. Funny, for this incredible run that Boston is on, it's not even like the offense is going bananas here. The L7 is strong, but not even crazy. L14, not great. Boston's just, getting it done. Big hits and pitching. Man, that kid fucking Bennett looks incredible. Then you got to pay the troll, though. And all of a sudden, pitching down in Fenway is fucking very legit. Bringing a guy like Body, the Bodiotti, maybe it shouldn't have been too big of a surprise there. He won't talk to me anymore on social media because, right, I'm associated with betting and I totally understand. But I will, text him. And again, it's never, ever out. It's always between the lines. always between the lines. I understand. Like, I would never even put him in that situation. But like, I was texting him about, Bayo, and I noticed the improvements and stuff. That's a kind of very diagnostic thing. I want to be very careful. He will never answer me again. But I will see it's red, and I imagine my guy is nodding along, ball lowers, game recognized fucking game. But when they brought in Body, I was really expecting across the board improvements. Maybe it takes some time, and now I guess we're seeing it. Both bullpens have been pretty damn good. Wells finally took a loss, but I think he's been excellent as well. So again, another one where, runs at a fucking premium. I should have started with the Algo. I've got Boston with the win, but again, I'm worried about the bullpen behind the two big arms, and maybe Bradish is a little bit underpriced. I would have loved to get under a 4.5, but we don't get the luxury. It's at fucking 4. So another one, I just think I'm stuck. I find, my whole thing is transparency. And just because I'm not betting and I'm kind of tucking tail, pussy scared right now, I don't want to make you think that's the reason, right? I give my full-on, unadulterated opinion on this stuff. And these are a little bit too close to call. Maybe at the 8, this one is the under, but with the wind blowing out and the bullpen concerns, that's where I do get a little bit concerned. But Bradish can go 7, and so could Suarez, and if they both go fucking 7, we're not getting over an 8 here. Next up, Texas Ranger Walker Buehler or something like that. On the bump for the Padres, 122 dog, down in the dirty. It's going to be fucking hot. The wind is blowing in Atlanta to face Raylo and the Bravos. I mean, for all the L's I take, I'm going to take a couple wins here and there. We were telling you to be on the lookout for the Braves offense. Oh, yes. Here we go. And Acuna is getting ready to return. Austin Riley's been a fucking linchpin. Man, once he started raking, it was like, get the fuck out of the way. Atlanta really starting to jam right now. So I got 1 million runs scored in this one. Really, I'm over the fucking 5 and the 9, which doesn't happen often. I don't like to look for 10 runs, but a lot of that is because I'm a baby. It's true. 5-5, not that crazy. 5 + 5 = 11. So right here, even 5-4 gets you to push. Man, I'd love to get myself to a point where the same way I've become open to under 7.5 after years of being like, you can't go under 7.5. There could be an error. There could be a bad call. I can't do that shit. Now I'm curious, even with all the scoring yesterday, did anything come in under 6? It felt like the ridiculous amount of scoring. Padres, Braves, this one also, I really like the bounce back. Giant Royals went to 7, of course. We thought that would go over. And then Cardinals, Angels 3-2. Wow, Cardinals lost that game. Huh? I thought they were going to win. What the fuck happened? O'Brien blew that at the end. Oh, my. Not going to do what everyone thinks I'm going to do. And you're cool. Fuck you. Wow. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I was not. Cardinals is one of the strongest plays for me yesterday. Thank goodness I was not on it. I might have fucking vomited. That was the whole point of being disconnected. And quick shout out, our guy MLB Dream from FTN. He puts out free plays on X. Super sharp, good friend of myself and the show, right? At MLB Dream. Again, hit me up yesterday on the mental stuff. Love and respect him very much. He was shouting me out for transparency. It's what we do. But also, he made the very good point that I was saying. And it's just life, like at your lowest point when you're begging for that win. That's exactly, not only you're going to lose it, you're going to lose it in the most heartbreaking fashion fucking imaginable. I will say, it's like that, is it one of the Almighty movies, Bruce Almighty, right? If you ask for patience, do you think you're given patience, or do you think you get a situation to be patient put in front of you? So yeah, shout out my guy Dream. Everything's cool, man. That's why I'm old. I'm very good at managing the emotional part of it. Yeah, whatever. It's funny. I take the L for a crash out. That's a crash out. I don't even use curse words. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I just know to kind of unplug and not let it spiral and shit like that. Anyway, so yeah, we're over Padres and Braves. If there's a hang up, it's got to be the bullpens. But do you really trust him in these kind of games? Like if Bueller is going to get yoked because he's been so bad. And Raylo has pitched really well, but look at the disciplinary stuff. He is screaming negative regression. I know he's improved. That he has been improved. I get it. He's not like a gas can, but the Padres are starting to hit. I don't think they're getting nearly enough respect on the offensive side. So yeah, give me the over in the hot weather. I wonder if Jeff and Jay are thinking, I like this one as a both team to score, but I want to throttle. Right, we're on like the 2 in the parlay. We're in a 3. I don't know if we want to go to 4. The price would really have to be fucking tempting. Next up, Tyler Mahle and the Gigantes. It's minus 110 both ways on the road in KC to face the Royals with Cheese and Luinder Avila. Bobby Witt, easy come, easy go. I don't think you'll see him again. He left again with the fucking back. It's a fucking killer, man. I think Mahle just pitched like the game of his fucking life. So now with the break and all the underpinning stuff, I'm not buying it. It's going to be really hot with the wind blowing in. Casey has played up in the weather, right? We just mentioned that one went under. I think I'm over again. However, this one is listed at 5.5 and 9.5. Not sure I'm going to get there on this one. But this one also feels like a decent play for both teams to score 2, both teams to score 3. This one I probably feel a little bit better about the 4 because I don't trust the bullpens. But again, I think we're getting offense in this one. Again, Mahle's been shitty, and so is Avila. Mahle, Avila, ERA 5.31, 5.87, WHIP 146, 167. I mean, this is really bad. Avila is pushing a 15% walk rate, 5.5 KBB. They both have a swinging strike under 9. Both have a CSW under 26.5. These are alarming. First strike under 58, chase right under 31, both ways. So I don't know how much I love the offenses necessarily. They both kind of hitting out of the box. And I'm not trying to lead you like lamb to the slaughter. Giants actually haven't hit in this half, but they were hitting coming out of it. And if we're looking at the Giants as a whole, I do think I see the Giants more like the offense we saw in, May and June. Because I think Adames is good. I think Heliot Ramos is good now that he's back. And I think Jung-Hoo Lee is a good hitter. I don't think he's a beast or anything. But I just thought there was entirely too much talent. And then Devers, I was on Devers from fucking day one. So I think there was always entirely too much talent. Plus Eldridge, I really like. I think the Giants offense is fine. It's fine. Again, I'm not like super Giants bull. People were burying them, and I thought that was incorrect. Casey offense has been kind of hit and miss. But they've suffered with so many injuries that I think I was trying to tell myself that story. That maybe it's like a Vinny P thing. When Vinny P is in there, you feel a lot better about it. Perez missed those few games. He's back, and he's kind of hitting again. Again, Witt missed time. He missed a day, came back. I think he's going to miss again. But I think the fail point is, 4 and under is the bullpens that I don't fucking trust at all. Casey's just objectively one of the worst pens in the league. The Giants have pitched better as of late, but I'm not fucking buying that arm talent as far as I could throw it. So again, the 9.5 is high, but I'd be looking for score. Next up, Zach Thornton on the bump for the Mets. We got to take a look at Thornton. I was maybe unaware of the young man's game, Quick hood pop on Thornton. Come on, Savant. Don't let me down, bitch. Oh, he's listed as Zach, right? What the fuck is going on here? Oh, that's strange. Weird. On Savant, it's ZAC and Fangraphs. Oh, it is ZAC. I had full Zachary. All right, anyway, sorry. Stupid shit. 24-year-old lefty, round 5 pick. Pretty strong minor league numbers, maybe a few too many walks in the upper levels, paired with home runs, which worries me a little bit. He's been pretty good in the bigs thus far. Man, coming off 2 really strong starts. 7 scoreless versus Boston. 6 gave up 1 walk, 7 Ks versus Philly, man, maybe we got to start putting some respect on Thornton. Again, the model like loved him, and I was like, who the fuck is Zach Thornton? Cutter first, throws it a little bit too much for my liking. 44% use on the cutter. He's been pretty lucky on this as far as contact, and that goes across the board. So that's a little bit of a red flag. 500 X slug on the cutter. It's only had an output of 370, 295 XBA, 222 output. Remember, 44% use, so that pitch is in heavy use. He's gotten whiffs, which we like. Backs up with a four-seamer, another 30%. I don't love this arsenal. We do like the sweeper, which is a very good pitch. He could throw to both-handed hitters, but after that is a sinker. So again, I'm not trying to take a shit on Thornton, but I am a little bit of afraid, let's call it, of some negative regression. I don't think he's a 260 ERA, .92 whip pitcher, although, I mean, you can see the fucking underpinning stuff is strong. Maybe too much contact, too many fly balls, too many of them are pulled, and too many of them are hit hard. Again, I'm a little bit worried about Thornton today. I do think he's good. But maybe people blowing their brains out in waiver wire fab for, you know, the next big thing might be misplaced. And Sprout, I think I'm a higher on than the market. 506 ERA, 131 whip, which is kind of fucking gross. But if I'm not mistaken, he started putting it together a little bit. And I think when pitchers check a couple of these boxes, right, he's a top 60 overall pick. Just 25. I love the second pro season. And not to say I love the struggles, but I like to see correction with guys that are touted. And man, he's been fucking really good lately. And I think a few of those blow-ups are maybe throwing us off the scent of a pitcher that could be damn good down the stretch. So he's sinker first, then cutter and four-seamer. Again, I don't love the majority fastball bins here, but none of them are over 25%, which will play. He's got good extension. He does not have great spin, but he does have good velo and gets whiffs on the cutter and the four-seamer, which we like. He's also very good at spotting the sinker for weak contact, which is really good, and then can get big-time whiffs on the cutter and sweeper in the back pocket. So I think I am a little bit bullish on this. Again, I'm kind of high on Brandon Sproat relatively. We're going to have to see more chases as he goes. Again, down the stretch, he's really fucking good. He has struggled at home. It is a tough place to pitch. So getting a couple of mixed signals. But not sure I'm hitting the panic button here. Take a look at the offenses really quick. Remember, Thornton is a lefty. So Brewers versus Southpaws last 30 days has been a bit of a struggle. What contact they're making has not been great. They were very passive, but he's up there throwing strikes. Not a great matchup for the Brewers bats. I think runs are going to be tough to come by. Mets versus righties have been good, though also too many grounders and losing in zone. BABIP looks like it's carrying him a little bit. Maybe a high homer fly ball rate. That Mets bullpen has really been such a fail point. They make it hard to back if that's your angle. I think at plus 125, especially with, I guess maybe I have to take it back. I was going to say, with Thornton's kind of, age and lack of track record, I generally don't expect length, but he's giving it to you. He's giving it to you because, again, you get so much contact that it helps you get out of innings. You're rolling guys over and shit. But Milwaukee's extremely patient. They really don't hit themselves into low counts, into low pitch counts, is what I mean. Man, I'm fucking holy shit. Hold on. You need to see how stupid my face looks. Oh? Is this total 9? I got to start with the board from now on. I feel like a fucking idiot. I would have just been on that from day one. I don't know why this total is 9. We are way, way under the 9, especially with a really heavy minus 150 favorite at home. So, gosh, I would have to say, fuck. I'm thinking about ending my early retirement today to bet the fucking Mets and Brewers Under. Man, that fucking 9 feels heavy, and I'll do you one better. I mean, it's an under 5. On the F5, minus 123. So that's a little bit juiced. But man, that feels like a little bit of a fucking discount. Next up, my boy Noah Schultz. I don't know why he's my boy either, man. He's in the bump for the Pale Hose, plus 109 dog. Down in Texas to face Kumar Rocker. Did the White Sox beat up on fucking DeGrom yesterday? I think they did. Man, every time I go to doubt the White Sox, they kind of hit me with the 360 tomahawk slam right in the fucking grill piece, yo. They hung another 10 runs yesterday. Shit. You know what? I just thought you thought Fetty would get crushed. 4 gave up 2, struck out 6. DeGrom took it into fucking Anus, man. What the hell? Go fucking figure. Can't fucking believe it. But we were on that also yesterday. I really was not pumping. I was not pumping Texas. Should have been on that over. Anyway, Schultz has been a little bit of a disappointment. He's a lot of arm talent for Schultz. But he's had some of that kind of up and down, that kills us so much. Did he miss some time with a short IL also? I think he might have. So I do think Schultz will eventually be really good. But I also want to be careful kind of smashing my head into the fire hydrant over and over again. Definition of insanity, doing the same thing all the time and expecting different results. He's a former first-round pick, and again, I do think there's quite a bit of arm talent. But at a 6 expected ERA, Sierra north of 5, 12.5 walk, nearly 39 balls, sub-30 chase, 91 zone contact. Really poor fucking set of disciplinary metrics. Same for Kumar Rocker, who has shown us some topside. There's certainly upside. But look at just the shit down the stretch. The Schultz stuff has been gross. And Rocker's been just terrible at the fucking crib. I do want to give him the nod. I do think we get the bounce back win from Texas. But I'm not sure I'm buying into either one of these guys. I brought up the Schultz underpinning stuff. I kind of wanted to see under the hood. Lots of sinkers, and that he's gotten punished on. Dude, what the fuck? You've got whiff stuff. He's got like a really good four-seamer, but they keep force-feeding the sinker. No thanks. I don't know. He's having trouble locating the sweeper and the cutter. And you got to get away from Schultz. Until he figures this out, it's kind of a disaster. So I think I'm looking for offense in this one. Again, White Sox are hitting right now. They just lost Montgomery, but they're a fucking wagon with the sticks, man. They've been just kind of streaky. And when you see those teams start to hit a little bit, you really don't want to wait. And Rangers have hit lefties. They've also taken their walks and not chased. So that's a really bad matchup for Schultz here. Again, I should have started with the fucking board. I was thinking about a Texas team total. I'm surprised they're at 4.5. I really thought they'd be at 3.5. Texas is 4.5 even money. So I'm over this one, and it's 8.5. So maybe we get a good price on the both teams to score 3 in this one or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Next up, Framber Valdez on the bump for the Tigres. They're on the road in Wrigley with the wind blowing in, right? Double emojis means double, had to hit the model fucking twice. It's like 19 or 20 miles an hour blowing in. Detroit even money facing David Peterson for the Cubs, minus 120. So first off, I don't think Framber should be a dog to David Peterson. And I wanted to see the F5 price. I was wondering because the Tigers bullpen's a little bit stressed, although I don't trust the Cubs bullpen anyway. Man, when you're not being taxed to move from the full game to the F5, a lot of times to me, I like that when I worry about the bullpen a little bit. Detroit bullpen, Jansen back-to-back 47, unavailable. Finnegan 2 of 3, 28, he might pitch. Holton back-to-back 33, maybe not. And Wags pack 2 of 3, 38, maybe not. I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about Detroit. I mean, if anybody can get you 7 innings, it's fucking Framber. Cubs have hit lefties all season, though. So maybe you want to worry a bit whenever you see that pitches per plate appearance up over 4. That's a red flag for expectations of distance. Tigers have hit lefties a little bit too. Peterson to me is the fail point here. I'm not sure why. He's a favorite with a 7.84 ERA and a 1.86 WHIP as a starter this season. I'm not buying the Peterson stuff. I mean, again, he's going to give you good starts here and there, but I think Detroit is a better team and Framber is a better pitcher. If you're worried about the Detroit bullpen taxed and not worried about Cubs, I think the play's got to be. It's got to be Detroit. Even money. Hold on. Let me put that White Sox Rangers over, because I think that one might actually get to 9. And then I think you want Detroit money line at even money, maybe first 5, let's say, if you don't want to stress the fucking bullpens, which again have been just nauseating for me lately. And I don't want it to let it shake us off our game. You can't go around sulking and crying like I did, like a fucking big fat baby with a handful of sand in my vagina. But, you know, what the fuck are you going to do, man? Sometimes the pressure valve, starts to steam, starts to whistle. Let it out, man. Let that shit out. Shut it down. Walk away. Try and come back refreshed with a new perspective. Shout out to everybody that, got up in the DMs and the emails with support. I'm seeing B Rose liking some hit and run Rimby combos today. Yeah, Ranger K stuff. Yeah. I'm with you guys. I see some both teams to score. Again, I can't recommend the live chat any higher. Again, it's moved away from like, John, you're the man, to like legitimate, sharps hashing shit out. So much respect to you fucking people, man.
Spartan! What is your profession?
Word to fucking Big Bird. So yeah, give me Detroit. Moving on. Next up, Tyler Phillips on the bump for the Marlins. They're starting to hit the struggle bus with all the injuries. Plus 104 on the road in Houston to face Tetsuya Imai and the Astros. Astros also have the fucking emoji. Hader 2 of 3, Okirk 3 of 4, Abreu 2 of 3, 43 pitches, no good. Enyo de Los Santos 3 of 4, 59. Again, Houston very much stressed. This might be a throwaway day for them. I got the Conine home run because Imai just can't get fucking lefties out to save his life. Phillip either. Jordan Alvarez, most definitely good for hit and run Ribby. I'd be over this one, but it's at 5 and 9, so I'm a little bit meh. But I think that's definitely the play. Or again, hit run Ribby stuff. I don't know if I have the confidence to bet the Marlins as the dog, because Phillips kind of been bad. And then the Marlins bullpen has been a fucking ugh. Also, they've let us. I feel like we've had them every time Fairbanks has coughed it up. But hold, let me see. So yeah, the lefty splits both ways are so brutal. I don't see either of these guys getting deep. Phillips been one of the worst road pitchers in Major League Baseball. 6.5 road ERA with a 1.5 KBB. He has a expected ERA north of 6.5 last 30 days, not to be done by Imai, who's north of fucking 7. Like, ugh. Just fucking blech. You got to like both offenses, right? Marlins are hitting, Astros are hitting, Astros especially out of the break, man. Pena has been such a fucking whipsaw. Up and down, he's hurt, comes back, hits a fucking grand salami next day. So if you're, not scared of the pitchers and you have question marks about the bullpen, I don't see how you wouldn't be on another total. This is another good low both teams to score. I got a couple of these. Yeah, I like this one for both to score 3. Like, for sure, for sure. I'm at that one. So maybe I'm going to start incorporating those. Next up, don't waste your fucking time handicapping this one. There are 13 runs on the board. Let's just save our fucking breaths. It's Miles Michaelis and Michael Lorenzen. It's going to be like 90 degrees with the wind blowing out in Coors. So, again, I think you either play the hit run Ribby pairs or the drafter prize pick fucking prop pick a peck of prize pick player pop parlays, or you play the all totals in both directions. Like, we want to go over 21.5 and we want to go like under 4.5, because that's it for me. This one either ends 17-14 or it's like 3-1. And everybody's like, what the fuck? What? That shit happens all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's Jeff, right? Jeff, man, my bad. I forget. After baseball season, I'm shot. Then we go right into football season. I'm fucking shot. Afterwards, my brain like melts, goes completely smooth. But wasn't it us with those alt totals in NFL? This shit can be very profitable. You know, it can be very profitable. People playing alt lines. You weren't the. This is another good one. This one I know was not you, Jeff. But again, it's in the vein of the blend bet. This is in the vein of the both teams to score bet, right? Trying to find newer and unique ways to attack, to attack a very sharp market in total at its weaker, points. And this is almost very similar to the blend bet theory. When you like an underdog to win, you're still, I don't want to say being greedy, that's not the right word. You're almost being too conservative, right? By saying they're going to win by 1. And all totals on underdogs, right? An underdog to cover can be fucking crazy. And he was saying, he was playing those. So he took my idea and went the other direction with it and puts, a bit on the underdog money line, which is generally plus money. I mean, almost always is plus money. So you got a decent hit anyway. And then looking for the, big return, because most games don't end as 1-run games. We like to think they do because the market prices it that way. Because, on an individual basis, modeling it feels that way, but that's just not the reality. So again, 1,000 ways to skin a cat without scratching its asshole. Next up, Mr. Freedom, Matty Libertor on the bump for the Cards, -112, pretty much both ways. On the road in LA to face Walbert Urania and the fucking Halos. Can't believe the Halos pulled that shit off yesterday. I was kind of big on Libertor, preseason. And, I think that gets the double. I got it. Former first-round pick. We're looking for fucking upside. He had a monster fucking spring. Not like you're overpaying for these guys or like I was really overloading in best ball or anything like that, but I did think Libertor was a really strong breakout candidate, and yeah, that just absolutely has not happened. He's got a 5 ERA and a 1.5 WHIP. Urania has been significantly better on as far as outputs, but he really worries me with the command and control. But he's really just walking proof that if you can have a plus 54% ground ball rate in the bigs, consistently, keeping it down there. You can't even say he consistently throws strikes. 54 first strike, 39.5 ball. Walbert Urania is certainly not throwing strikes, but the ones he does throw are hard to fucking do anything with. So it's a carrying tool. So I guess we got to give Urania the nod. I still want to buy into fucking Libertor, but he's been grossing the road. He's been a little bit better as of late. Let's check out the fucking Gabe log and Mr. Freedom here. Again, I'm not going to force feed this down your throat. I'm not going to do that. But I am kind of curious because it's the, let me go over to the Algo page. It's actually the model likes, this is another one. The totals are at 5 and 9, and the model's just not buying it. It just likes the pitchers a little bit more than the market, and it doesn't like the offenses as much as the market does as well. And when you get the combination, you end up a run off the fucking total. I mean, Levitar's been pretty good the last couple starts, actually. He went into Atlanta, who had been hitting, went 5, gave up 1. He did walk 4, which is a red flag. He went into Wrigley, Cubs can hit. 5, gave up 3, no homers in Wrigley is nice. Walked 2, struck out 3, again, not dominating. Back in Atlanta, 6 shutout, walks 1, strikeout 6. Shit, Mr. Freedom just earned a look under the fucking hood. Let me just check Savant really quick. We're doing good on time. I'm trying to make a better habit of the games that I know that don't matter and that I don't want to mislead you or I, just fucking get past them. Damn, the green screen flash. I gotta figure out what's going on. I gotta have a lighting thing. I don't know, man. Okay, so this is Matty Libertor under the fucking hood. So I think first off, if we're looking for, again, I'm never gonna have time to do it this season. I fucking promise. I'm going to do a detailed tutorial on how to use all this stuff. And in particular, how to do quick pitching analysis on the fly. And it's going to be so good, I'm going to paywall it. Okay? Bottom line. So if we're looking for, right, this more recent kind of move, we're looking for changes in the arsenal. Now, nothing is really standing out, but that's only because they've been fucking with it all season. Though I guess you could make the pitch that he's been featuring the slider, throwing more curves than he was early in the year. So maybe I am kind of buying this change just because those pitches perform so well. Libertor slider, 381 X slug, 36 whiff. That's a fucking money pitch. Curveball, 311 X slug, 39 whiff. That's a fucking money pitch, man. He also, maybe he's got to get away from the change and the four seamer. So, man, and he has been. I'm not going to push it on you, but this is what, right again, so this is what the model is seeing. I just want to be like, why do we like Libertor to kind of suppress the Angels when he's kind of been ass? And the Angels' offense is kind of ass also. Look, 30% K, sub 6 walk, last 220 plate appearances versus lefties. And if that sample feels a little bit short, remember the Angels are a fucking split home away team. They're like one of the worst, if not the worst, home hitting teams in the league. They're much better on the road for whatever reason. I don't think if that ballpark is a tough place to hit. They've been all or none with Southpaws, but it's a lot of strikeouts, a lot of swing and miss, a lot of chase. You could easily see how Libertor gets another one of those kind of ugly 6-inning starts. Bullpens have been serviceable. Cardinals is a little bit of a throw ride, but I think that's baked into the 9. I'm going under that bitch. I'm under the 9, and I wonder, maybe we're under the 5 also. Not to be too terrified of bullpens. I'm not trying to be reactive, but it's always been the case when we're making a play for starting pitchers, when you're getting that 5 opposed to the 4.5, right? Sometimes you get 4.5 and 9 sometimes, or 4.5, 8.5. 5 and 9, if it's priced properly, let me check that first. The fuck is it? Shit, it's not listed on my bookie right now. Let me check MGM. I really want a live price before I move on. You fucking bitch. No, MGM's got it listed. Yeah, and it's like it's minus 112. So to me, that's when I want to push. I don't want to make execution kind of explanations when price matters so much, right? So it's not just because it's 5 and 9, I like 5. If that 5 is minus 123 and the 9 is minus 110, that's a different story. I'll defer to the price. I guess I'm still deferring to the price. But if the 5 is fairly priced, I'd prefer that. I would prefer that. So give me the early under Cards and Angels, and we're moving it on. Next up, I don't know, man. I don't really know what to make of this. I think my play. So hold on, Jax Perkins on the bump for the A's, who I tend to like on a per inning basis. He's also failed a ton. He's very hard to back. They're on the road against Arizona, who's like hitting in waves, but I think Carroll was out. And they're starting Cole Drake. Again, a lot of uncertainties here. You want to be over, but it's at 5.5 and 9.5. I'm kind of pumping the brakes in case Perkins is good. The thing that I wanted to highlight, I think my play is the Sacramento, whatever the fuck they are, the Athletics team total. It's 4.5 minus 115. I think that's the play because Arizona just has nowhere to turn right now. So this is Cole Drake, 26-year-old lefty, former 11th round pick. And like, it's fucking gross. Through 66 in the third in AAA, he has a nearly 7 ERA and 164 whip. 322 batting average allowed, single-digit KBB, 1.5 homer 9. In AAA, you're going to face the A's, where, I don't know, they're one of those guys too, like we were mentioning Cleveland and DeLauder. The A's and Jacob Wilson seems to be, and these guys are good hitters. So I don't mean to be like, what's with that? Well, it doesn't make sense. It's from a, I don't know if I'm a quant. I think I'm too stupid to be a quant. But from a modeler, can't go left. from a nerdy fucking standpoint, that, I don't know, it just becomes fucking difficult. I don't know. I forgot what I was going to say. I threw myself off voguing. Oh, fuck me. How often does that should happen? Come for the baseball analysis. Stay for the voguing. Man. Oh my gosh. You know, I wanted to shout out, I'm going to get to it at the end. I wanted to shout out my guy, Will Hill. I forgot. When I was talking about, good people, friends, getting up in the fucking DMs, shouting out all the Spartans, man. Mad love. Will, you got to follow Will Hill. He is the fucking man. Will is like one of us, 100%. He's at not NOT, the THEE, Will, double L, Hill with double L. The absolute fucking man. I mean, there's some people who just put a smile on your face when you see the fucking avatar. So he wrote to me, where again, everyone else like, John, keep your head up. He wrote to me, Lorenzen versus Michael is tomorrow in Coors. Big, wet, shaking, sopping asses. That is correct, sir. How fucking great is that? How fucking great is that? Oh, man, that is fucking great. So, yeah, I think you got to look for just the A's to score. I mean, this one could just run over, but I don't know, these fucking Diamondbacks, man, have been a real kind of pain in my ass. I also don't trust their bullpen. So, give me the A's. I was saying about the rising tide and DeLauder and fucking Wilson. Yeah, it was just that, they're not to knock them for being bad players. Oh, that's what it was, right? That, as a modeler, we just don't move numbers much for guys sitting. There were a few guys that shifted a little bit. Aaron Judge and Ohtani, guys that hit top 2 and affect, so many plate appearances. Even that, it's a fucking smidge, There are people, Aaron Judge must move it a run. No, Aaron Judge most certainly does not move every game a run. That's just not how this works. Right? It's not how this works. But there are just kind of like linchpin guys. And you notice they're normally top of order. They're normally high contact. They normally stretch pitch counts. So I think there is a objective layer to this, right? Seeing more pitches. I'm getting back on fucking track after just a total senior moment. Allowing everybody to see the sequencing, to see the different pitching of the different pitches in the arsenal, excuse me. But is that enough that I'm like, no, we got to boost the Guardians to the front of the line with DeLauder and boost the A's to the front of the line with Wilson. Though, what a fucking, I was going to say, what a kick in the nuts. Pun unintended. Yo, shout out and prayers up for our guy fucking Grauer. He's down, and he's going to be out. He's down with testicular contusion. Yeah. That fucking sucks, man. So I don't think you're going to see him, and I think he's a nice piece, but A's overall are pretty good, and I think they get their runs fucking today. Last but not least, I didn't understand this one. This was the bet at the opening of the show when I mentioned I saw a couple lines that were making me think about an early vacation. I hate doing this. It's the 1,000-unit Vegas Dave Mega Whale Lock of the Century. Make sure to sign up now. Supplies won't last. Somebody, please explain to me, like I'm 4, why our guy C. Montgomery Burns is minus 110 both ways to Luis Castillo and the fucking Mariners. Is this because Cal Raleigh hit home run? Literally, that's the only thing I could think of, because Cal Raleigh hit home run. And what, he's a rising tide? Julio Rodriguez left the game yesterday. He's not playing today with the hamstring. He might hit the fucking IL. His season might be over. And the Mariners are ass. I saw this and was like, just over and over. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. Castillo's been a little bit improved. You could see that in the last 30. 371 ERA, 124 whip, but the expected ERA in Sierra, both north of 4, Sierra north of 4.5, and a KBB down to 12.5. Now, granted, Burns' last 30 isn't much better, but when you zoom to the full sample, look at the difference. Chase Burns is fucking goated, bro. What are we doing? I gotta be missing something. I'm gonna get under the hood because we have a couple minutes just to make sure I didn't give you that fucking diatribe and how I'm smarter than the fucking markets when meanwhile I'm a stupid asshole. I don't know. Even in the game at Pittsburgh where he got fucking shellacked, gave up 5 runs, he struck out 10 guys, walked none. He had 6 walks versus Philly. That was crazy. But he still only gave up 3 earned. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. Maybe the anticipation is like he ran out of gas at the end. I feel like his stuff's fucking incredibly good. Incredibly good. I mean, now he does throw the 4-seamer a bitch too much for my liking. And for the big spin and the 98 velo with the really good extension, you would expect him to get a lot more whiffs. Chase Burns' whiff rate on the 4-seamers only at 17, and this would be part of the pitching analysis video. If you're looking for whiffs on a 4-seamer, those come down to shape. And that's when and why Stuff Plus is so important. Oh, you know what's funny? I should have had that number in my head. I'm actually a little bit surprised that Burns' Stuff Plus in the 4-seamer rings out at 108. And again, shape, in particular horizontal movement, Burns is below 4 inches, which is not very good. But he gets an incredible amount of induced vertical break, right? That flat 4-seamer, right? The rising fastball. So he's got elite stuff across the board, except for the one spot that gets you whiffs. So that pitch is considered high stuff, though it is not going to get whiffs. Okay, back to the rest of the Burns arsenal. Because, and I think the final piece of this is to be able to throw a 4-seamer 50-some-odd% of the time and keep your expected slug on that pitch down below 400 is ridiculous. He's so good at working up with that fucking thing. And then you have no choice. The slider might be the best pitch in baseball. Chase Burns' slider, which he throws 37% of the time, has a 256 X slug and a 51% whiff. He throws it equally to lefty and righties. You have no chance against that pitch. Then he goes in the back pocket for the changeup. That's at a little bit of location errors, though. He's got like 200 fucking points of, undeserved slug on that pitch. So it's not nearly as bad as it's performed. I'm wheels like all the way up on Chase Burns. I think Chase Burns is significantly better than Castillo. And I think the Reds' offense is significantly better than the Mariners also. Reds are hitting out of the box, Ellie De La Cruz and Sal Stewart, plus Steer. And again, the Mariners stuff is fucking gross, and they're going to be without J-Rod. You people know me at this point. So this is the last game we're going to get out of here right now. Is there anybody more like, I don't want to IKB markets, I don't want to be arrogant, I don't want to be a know-it-all? There has to be some points where like, what the fuck? So, I don't know. I may make my glorious return to betting because we have a couple of fucking spots in this board that, man, we are really into. If you're not subscribed, don't be a fucking cheap bitch, man. Not your whole life. And maybe you can fucking parlay, you cheap motherfucker. Right? What do we like? What do we really like? We like the Mets and the Brewers under. We like the Detroit first 5. We like the St. Louis LA under, and we like the Reds to fucking win this one. Parlay those fucking 4. Make yourself $88. Sign up for the fucking year. Enjoy the games. Enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. And remember, when you work this freaking hard, winning feels